Listening test instructions. The listening test is about 50 minutes. There are 6 parts in listening test. You will have about 6 minutes to listen to each passage and answer the questions. The passage will be played once.
Hey, you look concerned. What's on your mind?
The final exam. I'm not fully prepared yet.
Well, don't worry too much. You still have 3 days.
Yeah, but 3 days will fly past in a wink.
Well, you still have time to cram things in your brain anyway.
Question 1. Why is the man looked worried?
You will hear a conversation in 3 sections. You will hear each section only once. After each section, you will hear 2 or 3 questions. You will hear the questions only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Good morning. I'd like to speak to someone about a suspicious transaction I just noticed in my bank account.
Good morning, ma'am. I'll be happy to assist you. Could you please provide your account number and the details of the transaction?
Yes, my account number ends with 4827. When I checked my statement this morning, I saw a debit of $950 to an online electronics store. I haven't purchased anything like that.
I understand your concern. Let me quickly access your account records. Yes, I can see a debit of $950 processed yesterday evening around 7:30 p.m. Do you recall making any purchase at that time, perhaps by mistake?
Absolutely not. Yesterday evening, I was at work, and I haven't shared my card or details with anyone. That's why I'm so worried.
Thank you for clarifying. Don't worry, ma'am. We take fraud and unauthorized transactions very seriously. First, I'll mark this debit as disputed so it won't affect your available balance while we investigate.
That's a relief. I was scared my savings might keep going down if someone keeps using my card.
I completely understand. We'll place a temporary block on your card immediately to prevent further unauthorized usage. I'll also guide you through the next steps to officially raise a fraud dispute.
Why did the woman choose to call the bank instead of ignoring the transaction? The officer's question about her location the previous evening indicates what reasoning underlies marking the debit as disputed?
You will hear the second section of the conversation shortly.
Now that we've blocked your card, we'll issue a replacement within 5 working days. You'll receive it by courier. In the meantime, Could you confirm whether you've shared your card details recently, maybe while shopping online?
I shop online sometimes, but only on well-known sites. I never give my details on calls or random links. Could this have been a hacking attempt?
Yes, it's possible. Many fraudsters use phishing links or steal card data from compromised merchant websites. Even if you were careful, sometimes a website's security breach can expose customer details.
That's frustrating. So what happens now with the $950? Do I just lose that money?
Not at all. Once we receive your signed fraud dispute form, our fraud detection team will investigate. Usually, we credit the disputed amount back into your account within 7 to 10 business days as a provisional refund. If the investigation confirms it was indeed unauthorized, the refund becomes permanent.
That's good to know. Where can I get the form?
You can either download it from our website or I can email it to you right now. Once you fill and sign it, you can upload it online or submit it at the nearest branch.
Please email it to me. I'll submit it today itself.
Perfect. I'll send it in the next few minutes along with instructions.
The provisional refund is meant to What does the woman's decision to submit the form immediately suggest? What is implied about online security from this conversation?
You will hear the third section of the conversation shortly.
Thank you for acting so quickly. Honestly, I was panicked when I saw that debit. I feared my whole account might get drained.
I completely understand, ma'am. Fraudulent activity can be very stressful. The important thing is that you noticed it quickly and reported it immediately. That allows us to take fast action.
Should I also change my online banking password?
Absolutely, yes. I recommend updating your internet banking password and also enabling two-factor authentication for all logins. That way, even if someone tries to access your account, they'll need the extra verification code.
That makes sense. Is there anything else I can do to keep my account safe?
Yes. Please avoid clicking unknown links, don't share your card details over phone or email, and check your statements regularly. Also, you can set up free SMS or app alerts so that you are notified instantly whenever a transaction occurs.
I'll do that right away. Thank you so much for your help and for explaining everything clearly.
You're most welcome, ma'am. We're here to protect our customers. Once you submit the form, your case will be tracked and I'll personally follow up with updates.
That gives me a lot of peace of mind. Thanks again.
My pleasure. Please stay assured your money is safe. Have a good day.
The woman's initial panic most likely suggests which underlying behavior? The officer's offer to follow up personally suggests which hidden message?
You will hear a conversation followed by 5 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Hey Mark, do you have a minute? I just got the electricity bill in my email.
Oh, sure. How much is it this time?
It's higher than usual, about $120. Normally it's around $90.
Wow, that's quite a jump. Do you think we used more electricity or did the rates go up?
I think it's a mix of both. Remember, last month we started using the air conditioner almost every night. Plus, you've been running that desktop computer for long hours.
True, I do spend a lot of time gaming, but the AC was something we both agreed on since it was unbearably hot.
Yeah, I'm not blaming you. I used it too. I just mean that's probably why the bill is higher.
Makes sense. So, how do you want to split it this month? Straight down the middle?
That's what we've always done. But since you use your desktop almost all day, and I mostly just charge my laptop, maybe we should think about a fairer system.
I see your point. But honestly, calculating exact usage between us would be complicated. How do we even measure that?
True, we can't put a meter on your computer. I guess splitting equally is the simplest way, even if it's not perfectly fair.
Right. And look, you also cook with that electric kettle and use the microwave more than I do, so in a way it balances out.
Good point. Okay, let's just stick to splitting it in half. That'll be $60 each.
Agreed. Do you want me to transfer it to your bank account, or should I pay the bill directly?
I've already paid it online to avoid any late fees. You can just send me your half through PayPal.
Perfect. I'll transfer it tonight. By the way, maybe we should start keeping track of our bills in a shared spreadsheet. That way, both of us can see how expenses are going each month.
That's a smart idea. It'll also help us notice if something suddenly spikes, like this month.
Exactly. And maybe we can try small things to save electricity. For example, switching off the lights when we leave the room or not keeping the AC on all night.
Agreed. I've also heard that plugging devices into a power strip and turning it off when not in use can save quite a bit.
Nice tip. Let's try that. If we both make a little effort, maybe the bill will go back down closer to $90.
Sounds good. Thanks for being cool about this, Mark.
No problem, James. We're roommates, after all.
True. Okay, let's get back to studying before we end up with another bill for late-night electricity use.
Good idea.
Why did James suggest reconsidering the equal split? What can we infer about James paying the bill in advance?
What best captures their motivation to save electricity?
What attitude do the roommates show when resolving the issue? Which theme best reflects the roommates' approach to shared living?
You will hear a conversation followed by 6 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Mr. Thompson, are we actually in danger, or is this just a drill?
No, Liam. This is just a drill. Schools conduct these exercises to ensure everyone knows how to respond safely in case of an emergency.
Okay, but why do we have to stay under the desks? Isn't that a bit much? It might seem that way, but it's important. Staying under the desks keeps you out of sight and provides some protection in case of any threat near the classroom. In a real situation, following these steps can save lives. And the silence, why is it necessary?
Silence is critical. Any noise could reveal our location if someone dangerous is nearby. During a lockdown, we don't move or speak until an adult confirms it's safe. That's why I expect everyone to follow instructions carefully.
Got it. But how do we know the doors are secure?
I lock all doors from the inside before the drill begins. The click of the lock is a signal that we're secure. In a real emergency, locking the door quickly is one of the first safety steps.
And if someone really needs to leave the classroom, like for the restroom?
During a drill, we stay inside the classroom the whole time. In a real emergency, there are protocols, and teachers are trained to handle special cases. The main priority is to keep everyone safe until it's officially over.
I guess practicing will make it less stressful if it ever happens for real.
Exactly, Liam. Drills are meant to make sure you react calmly and safely. The more prepared we are, the less likely panic will cause problems.
All right. I'll follow the instructions carefully and stay quiet.
That's the right attitude. I'm glad you asked questions. It shows you're taking it seriously. Now, let's focus on completing the drill safely.
Why does Liam hesitate about staying under the desk? What underlying benefit do drills offer beyond following rules? How does Mr. Thompson justify strict silence?
Liam asking about doors hints at why is practice said to reduce stress? The click of the lock primarily communicates
You will hear a news item once. It is about 1.5 minutes long. Then 5 questions will appear. Choose the best way to complete each statement from the drop-down menu.
A remarkable sight has emerged along the shores of Turtle Bay as a group of endangered sea turtles hatched successfully on a protected beach early this week. Conservationists and local authorities are celebrating this rare and heartening event, which highlights the positive impact of long-term environmental protection initiatives. According to the Marine Conservation Society, hundreds of baby turtles, known as hatchlings, emerged from the sand during the early hours, making their way toward the ocean under the careful supervision of wildlife experts. The species, classified as critically endangered, has faced severe threats in recent decades due to poaching, coastal development, and climate change. Local authorities have been actively monitoring the beach, restricting public access during nesting season, and installing protective barriers to ensure the safety of eggs from predators and human interference. Volunteers from the community and environmental organizations worked tirelessly over the past few weeks to safeguard the nests, maintaining ideal conditions for the eggs to develop. The sight of these hatchlings heading to the sea is incredibly inspiring, said Dr. Anita Sharma, a marine biologist involved in the project. Every hatchling that reaches the water has a chance to grow, reproduce, and help sustain the species. This is a victory not just for the turtles, but for conservation efforts globally. Experts also emphasize the importance of continued awareness and protection. While this event is a positive sign, sea turtles still face significant challenges, including marine pollution, fishing nets, and habitat loss. Conservationists hope that community involvement and government support will increase, ensuring that future generations of turtles have a safe environment to thrive.
You will listen to a 2 minutes video. Then 8 questions appear. Choose the best way to answer each question.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's panel discussion on Brexit and its effect on European trade. I'm Sarah Collins, and I'll be moderating this session. Joining me are James Parker, an economist, Emily Thompson, a trade analyst, and Robert Hayes, a political commentator. Let's start with the immediate impacts. James, what do you think has been the most significant change since Brexit?
Thank you, Sarah. Well, the most immediate effect has been the disruption in trade flows between the UK and EU countries. There are increased customs checks, paperwork, and delays at borders, which have slowed down supply chains. British exporters are facing higher costs, and some small businesses are struggling to navigate new regulations.
I agree with James, and I'd like to add that it's not only about delays, but also uncertainty. Companies are hesitant to invest in long-term projects because the trading rules keep evolving. The financial services sector, in particular, has faced challenges since London lost its seamless access to EU markets.
If I may add, the political aspect can't be ignored. Brexit has forced the EU to rethink its trade policies, and there's a noticeable shift in negotiations with non-EU countries. While this may open new opportunities for the UK, European nations are also reassessing partnerships to reduce dependence on UK trade.
Interesting points. James, how have European exporters been affected specifically?
European exporters face higher costs when selling goods to the UK because of tariffs and extra paperwork. For example, French and German car manufacturers have reported delays in shipments. Some businesses are moving parts of their operations to other EU countries to avoid the UK border altogether.
Exactly. And we're also seeing long-term effects on labor mobility. Seasonal workers from the EU used to support UK agriculture and hospitality. Now, stricter visa rules have created shortages, affecting production and service delivery on both sides.
And politically, this has created pressure within the EU countries that trade heavily with the UK are pushing for new bilateral agreements to protect their interests. Brexit may have ended one political union, but the economic interdependence remains strong, so cooperation is still necessary.
Thank you all for these insights. It seems clear that Brexit has brought both challenges and opportunities, but European trade is definitely undergoing a major transformation.
You will hear a report once. It is about 3 minutes long. Then 6 questions will appear. Choose the best way to answer each question from the drop-down menu.
The Chernobyl nuclear disaster, which occurred on April 26, 1986 in Pripyat, Ukraine, remains one of the most catastrophic technological accidents in human history. Its effects were not confined to the immediate vicinity. Rather, the disaster had profound global consequences that continue to shape environmental, health, and policy discussions decades later. From an environmental perspective, the Chernobyl accident released massive amounts of radioactive material into the atmosphere, contaminating not only Ukraine and Belarus, but also parts of Europe. Forests, rivers, and agricultural lands suffered long-term contamination, leading to restrictions on food production and land use in several countries. Radioactive isotopes, such as cesium-137 and iodine-131, traveled thousands of kilometers, highlighting the transboundary nature of nuclear risks. This incident made clear that nuclear accidents are not just local issues, but global threats, with radiation capable of spreading across borders silently yet persistently. The health impact of the disaster is equally alarming. Thousands of people were exposed to high levels of radiation, resulting in acute illnesses, long-term cancer risks, and genetic mutations. The mental health consequences are also significant, with survivors experiencing stress, trauma, and a sense of displacement that affected entire generations. Chernobyl also triggered worldwide discussions about nuclear energy safety. Countries re-evaluated their energy policies, emphasizing stricter safety standards, improved reactor designs, and better disaster preparedness. International organizations such as the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, strengthened regulations and promoted collaboration on nuclear safety. The Chernobyl disaster serves as a stark reminder of how a single event can have far-reaching consequences, influencing environmental monitoring, health policies, and energy strategies globally. Its legacy continues to inform debates on the balance between technological advancement and human safety, shaping the way nations perceive and manage nuclear energy risks.
Visit celpipmocktest.com for authentic Celpip mock tests and see the difference in your performance.